Hello, my name is Blake Patterson, and welcome to Afro Reviews. Today, I thought it would be interesting to do a ranking of the Spider-Man movies. Normally, I would not do a ranking of superhero movies since I am a Martin Scorsese believer. However, I love the Sam Raimi movies, and I am sure I will receive some interesting reactions from this ranking. Sorry, Marty, I love many of your movies, but this is Spider-Man's time. By the way, you may take offense to some of my selections, so make sure to calm yourself down before this ranking begins. Number 9, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a case where a major studio is meddling with an intellectual property to satisfy too many people while leaving the majority in frustration. Although Spider-Man 3 receives a negative reputation, Raimi handles multiple plots with more ease and care than this movie does. It would be unfair to blame Mark Webb for the problems in this film because it is so clearly the result of studio interference. There are a few moments like the boy with his windmill project where the film is fine, but this is a slog to sit through. Number 8, The Amazing Spider-Man. In retrospect, this is one of the first major studio movies where I can recall a promising indie filmmaker falling for big money. As the sequel to this movie showed us, it was clear how Sony's interest in these movies was greed. This movie also suffers from being in the shadow of the first Spider-Man film because the remaking of familiar scenes has no significant impact. The performers are fine in their parts, but they are at the service of a mediocre product. Number 7, Spider-Man Far From Home. Far From Home is essentially a vacation comedy with superhero elements in it. However, I find the first hour of this movie insufferable because of how phony and unfunny it is. This movie has the kind of humor I would expect from a show on Teen Nick. Imagine watching the Lay's commercial with Jimmy Fallon on a loop and you will understand my pain. Then Happy comes to save Peter, and the movie significantly improves in the last third. The final third does not redeem the movie, but it is slightly more watchable. Number 6, Spider-Man Homecoming. I remember enjoying this the first time, but it does not age well on multiple viewings. When Peter's peers are in this movie, the movie can be so frustrating and bland. Ned Leeds might as well be Jimmy Fallon's secret protege. I would not be surprised if the writers were fans of Jimmy Fallon. Still, the best parts of this movie are when Michael Keaton is in this. It should be darker in tone, but this is an MCU movie. They play it safe for big money. Number 5, Spider-Man No Way Home. No Way Home is easily the best of the Holland movies, but the MCU's sense of humor is significantly detrimental to this movie. How can you make J.K. Simmons unfunny? Just ask the writers. The main reason why this movie works is how it successfully integrates nostalgia into its plot while creating a dark atmosphere. Even though I am not a big fan of these Marvel movies, I would hope they would take a chance to explore morbid possibilities through this narrative. Seriously, stop with the sitcom jokes. Number 4, Spider-Man 3. Comic book nerds are going to be angry over this. Who cares? This is my list. Mine! Through its convoluted structure, there is an intelligent and, dare I say, affecting portrait of egotism's downfalls and the importance of understanding and forgiveness. Unlike many superhero movies, Sam Raimi is examining themes seriously and exploring how they reflect the characters' feelings and conflicts. Despite a miscast Topher Grace, everyone is superb in this movie, and it is satisfying to consider the evolution of these characters, especially Harry Osborn, during the trilogy. Number 3, Spider-Man. Despite some dated CGI in parts, this origin story holds up quite well. The performances are strong by everyone, and they excel in the tone shifts during the narrative. Even if you dislike this movie, it is always clear who the auteur is. This is unmistakably a Sam Raimi movie. If you asked me to identify the style of a few Marvel filmmakers, it would be difficult to do. This is also the one time where they get Uncle Ben right. Also, who does not love Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin? Number 2, Spider-Man 2. Oh, the many times where I watched this and ate pizza simultaneously. Beneath its genre confines, Spider-Man 2 is a clever study of impotence, both as Peter and Spider-Man. Also, this features some of the most imaginative filmmaking of Sam Raimi's career. The operating room sequence recalls Raimi's early days with The Evil Dead, and it is a terrifying moment. In an era with many cartoonish villains, I appreciate how they approach Dr. Octavius as more than a one-note antagonist. 2004, the year we had 2 great sequels. Number 1, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse holds up remarkably as an exciting piece of postmodern art because it incorporates the old and refines it with a fresh vision. The film is a dazzling retelling of one young man's struggle for identity and strength in his life through the weaving of multiple characters, the Spider Gang. Instead of utilizing archetypes, the writers Phil Lord and Rodney Rothman subvert aspects of each character who play a part in Miles Morales' journey. Outside of Pixar, this is the most playfully realized animated movie of the last several years. Now, in a respectful manner, please tell me what your choices would be. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great night.